Today we are going to learn about one important, most important feature, that is comparable and comparator interface. So why comparable and comparator interface we should learn? So basically, whenever we are going to sort objects, okay, in that case there are two approaches. That is to sort an object using comparable interface. Another one is comparator interface. Okay, so comparator interface that belongs to java.util package, and comparable interface that belongs to java.lang package. Okay, so I will explain one after another. First I will go with a comparable interface, and then followed by comparator interface. Okay, so let me take one example. Let me take one class. For example, we have a employee class. Okay, so in order to okay, let me first one employee can have private int emp id. Employee is having one id, and the private string emp name. Okay, then private double emp salary. Okay, so these are the three property one employee can have. Okay, more property may have, but I have taken, for the simplicity, I have taken three fields like employee ID, employee name, and employee salary. Okay, so now what we will do, generate constructor. Okay, what is that constructor? Generate constructor by using all. Okay, constructor we have created for quickly we can create the object of that employee. Okay, for that I have taken all argument constructor. Then I will take I will take setter and getters for all the properties. Okay, and finally I will take toString. Okay, I will take toString method. Okay, so this is the simple employee class, and these are the properties, and this is the constructor, and this is the getter and setter, and followed by toString. Okay, this is the simple employee class. Okay, what we are going to do is, one employee we can have multiple objects, right? So let me try to write employee test. Okay, just employee test. Let's understand first what we are going to do and how we can make use of comparable interface and comparator interface. So I will explain. Okay, this is the employee test class. Okay, we have a main method. So what we are going to do here is we'll create employee. Okay, let me take. We are going to get list of employee. Okay, list of employee. Okay, employee list. Okay, equals to new array list. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, employee list I can add employee object to the employee list of employee. Okay, employee dot add, then new employee. What we can do, so this is employee ID, and then employee name is Bob here, and then the salary is 3000. Okay, so what we can do, we can copy this statement and we'll modify to make another multiple entry. Okay, okay, fine. So this is employee ID is random with 4, and this is Smith, and this is John, and this Alex. Okay, so this is 4000, this is 9000, and this one is 1000, and this one is 107, this one is 105. Okay, the employee or list object is created. So employee, we have created a list of employee, and we have added four object to that list. Okay, employee object. So what we are going to do here is, like, we want to see, our objective here is to sort. We have the employee object. This is one employee object, this is one employee object, and this is one, four employee objects we have. Okay, now what we want here is, we want to sort all these things. So how we can do that? So there are multiple scenario, like one is employee ID, employee name and salary. So there may be a chance we can sort employee object based on the ID, based on the name, based on the salary. These things we can do. So there are, so to sort the employee object here, so we can make use of comparable or comparator interface. Okay, so first we are going to use a comparable interface. So what we are going to do in order to sort the employee object, what we can do, we have to provide. So let me S out. So first this one is employee list, employee list. Okay, so what we can do, this is the employee list before sorting, and we can do, what we can do, collection dot sort. So not collection, collections dot sort. Okay, collection dot sort, what we are going to do here is we are going to pass that employee list. So this one is giving issue now. Okay, so what is it expecting? It is expecting actually one comparable or comparable type. Okay, so you can see this is, if you see this one, what it is saying, it is a starting with a comparable, the sort method, it is expecting one comparable object. Okay, so whenever we are going to do the sorting for this object, so what we can do, whatever the class we are implementing, the employee class, so that class should be implement, this class should implement comparable, implements comparable interface. Okay, comparable interface is having, okay, comparable interface of of what type? Employee. Type is employee. So based on the employee, it will sort. So here, whenever our class implements this comparable interface, what we have to do? Comparable interface provides one method that is compared to. That is that we have to implement. Okay, what we have to do? We have to implement the compare to method. Okay, so here compare to method, once we implement a comparable method, comparable interface, then what we are going to do here is, so here is the scenario. What we can do, we have the property like employee ID, employee name and salary. Here inside the method, what we can do, we can uh, we can do the comparison based on the ID or name or salary. Here, on what basis you are going to sort, that things you have to provide here. Okay, so we are going first, we are going to sort based on the this one ID. Okay, so what we are going to do, it is expecting employee object means EMP. Okay, this object, current object, dot get employee ID minus employee sorry, employee dot get ID, that is supplied, this one is the supplied ID and this is the current employee ID, employee ID. Okay, so what we are doing, we are performing the subtraction and we are returning, based on that it will sort. So this can return either, this can return either 0 or 1 or minus 1. Whenever this will give 0, then both the employees are same. Means both the objects are same. So whenever it will give 1 means the current object is greater. Whenever it is give minus 1, then that the current object is like the smaller one. Okay, so these are the three things we have to remember. So we'll come here. Now see, it was giving error. Once we implemented the comparable, it was expecting one comparable object. Okay, we have written this class and implement the comparable interface and provided the override the compare to method. Okay, that implementation we have provided here. Now, okay, now we have done the sorting also, we have provided the list and we have implemented the comparable interface on what basis? Based on the ID, based on the ID. So now it will by default it will be sort based on the ID, natural sorting order means 101, 104, 105, then 107. It should come. Okay, let me print that what it is coming. Okay, same employee list. Okay, let me run this. As you can see, first one, 101, 104, 107, and 105. This is the before sorting. This is the before sorting. Okay, this is the employee list. First one is the before sorting. That is the we have taken the array list, so it is coming the insertion order. Array list follows insertion order. So it is 101, then 104, then 107, 105. Okay, it is coming as it is. And in the second line, 101, then 104, then 105, and 107. It is sorting, sorting is happening correctly or not? Yes, it is happening correctly. Till now, it is well and good. Okay, we have done the sorting based on the ID. Now, question here is like how we can sort the employee objects based on the employee name. So for that, what we need to do? What we can do? What we can do? Let me comment this line. What we can do? We have to write this this dot get name dot compare to. It's a string type. So for the string type, what we need to, we don't need to do subtraction and all. What we have to do, we have to do compare based on the this one compare to, and this is the employee dot get employee. Okay, sorry, employee name. Okay, employee dot get name. Okay, get emp name. Okay, based on this it will sort based on the name. Okay, now if you see the previous output, what it is going giving, employee name Bob, it is sorting based on the ID. Fine, but what about name? Name is here Bob, then Smith, then Alex randomly. How it is like based on the ID, it is the name it is coming here, here like that. Okay, so our case is that what we can do, we want to sort based on the name. So the implementation we have wrote here. Okay, now what we have to do here is like nothing we have to change. Only thing is that we have to change the compare to method code. Okay, now if you go and run, then you can see the employee object will sort based on the name. Okay, okay, wait, it is executing. Okay, now we can see. Okay, let me give another space actually. So to differentiate, I have given that this one. This is before sorting, and okay, this is the before sorting, that is the random sorting, and this one is the after this one after sort. Okay, now here now you can see the first name came as Alex. This is the natural sorting. Bob, then John J, then Smith. Okay, it is sorting. This sorting is happening based on the name. Now if you want to sort based on the this one salary, so similarly instead of employee ID we can give salary, so that will sort based on the this one salary. Okay, this up to this is clear, right? Okay, now what I'm going to do here is I want to sort this employee. Now it is sorting based on ascending order, right? Ascending order. So I want to sort based on the descending. For example, this now it is sorting based on the name. First one is Alex, last one is Smith. So I want Smith should come first, then Alex is last. Okay, that is descending. Okay, what we can do here we have to provide now to sort the object in the reverse order. What we have to do here is we have to pass this another argument, collections dot reverse order. Okay, so once you provided the collection dot reverse order, what it is going to do here is it will print in the reverse order, right? Let me run that. As you can see, first Smith, then John, S, then J, then B, then A. Okay, so I hope this one is clear. Okay, so okay, now I want to provide you another bonus tips here. So I have a list of integer. Okay, I have a list of integer or string, anything. Okay, integer list, that is arrays dot as list. Okay, so 2 comma 4 7 comma 5. Okay, this is the integer list I have wrote this one integer list. So this is the another way to represent the list. Okay, so what we can do here, what we want to sort. Okay, so we want to sort this integer list. Let me print before sorting integer list. Okay, let me comment this line, otherwise it will. Okay, then this one, 2, Okay, not required. This is a simple line. Okay, fine. So what do I want? I want to sort this. In that time, here in the top, what we have provided collection.sort, but it is a list. Same thing we want to do here. So what we want? Collections. Collections.sort will pass the list. List means which list? Which list? This is integer list. Okay. What will pass? Integer list. Okay. It will sort the integer. Okay, fine. Let me show you. Don't confuse. Don't get confused here. I have executed the employee object that you have seen before. Now what I'm doing, I have taken one list, simple list, integer list that I'm trying to sort. Okay. Here, okay, here I have not provided the integer list, so it is not printing. Okay, after sorting, this is the integer. Okay, now the insertion order is 2475, 2475. So after sorting, it should execute 2457. It is sorting natural order sorting. Okay, so before in the case of employee, what we have done, we have implemented the this one. What we have done, we have implemented the comparable interface here. Okay, but in case of integer list, this one we have not implemented any comparable interface to sort this. But before what I have told in the beginning itself, to sort the object, what we have to do, we have to implement this one. What we have to implement? Either comparable or comparator interface. Okay, but I have not done that one, right? So remember one thing, this is all the wrapper classes, integer, long, and string, all these wrapper classes by default implement the comparable. If you want to see, then I can show you here. Okay, you just see this one. You just see this one. Comparable. This is the integer. Integer extends number, implements comparable. Okay, by default, this is the wrapper classes. This is the integer is the wrapper class. This extends numbers and implements comparable classes, wrapper classes, that is by default, that is implement the comparable interface. So that is why if you write the collection dot this one, so by default it will sort. And another additional another tips I want to give here is, if we have one array. Okay, okay, what I want to comment out here. Okay, I want to take one integer array. So let me take the same integer list. Okay, integer list equal to array. Okay, the same thing I will take. Okay, let me write 2 3 7 5 6. Otherwise you might think that the same output I am showing. Integer list. Okay, so this one, the for the array objects, what we can do, we cannot write the collection dot sort. So for that, what we have to provide? For that, what we have to provide? We have another this one is there, arrays dot sort. Array, okay, integer list. Now you can see. Now you can see. Okay, okay. So this is a array. This is an array. So in order to print the array, what we have to provide here is, so array directly we cannot print like this. Arrays we have to iterate, or arrays dot toString method we have to do, and we have to provide integer list. Okay, this integer list we can pass integer list, and I can copy this one and I can paste here. Control L, format. Okay, now I can print this one. Now you can see. Now you can see 23756, 23567. It is sorting. So if okay, so finally let me conclude. Like, if we want to sort based on the ID, we have to we have what we have to do. So here we can provide at a time, we can provide only one sorting mechanism, either by ID or by name or by salary, any one of the field of the class. Okay, based on what you want to do the sorting. Okay, only based on that we can do the sorting. Okay, at a time we cannot provide like multiple settings. Only by one criteria we can sort. Okay, that is the comparable interface. Okay, okay, that's all. In the next video, what we are going to learn is like comparator interface. How we can make use of comparator interface and how we can sort the objects based on the comparator interface. Now let me explain you based on this one. Okay, let me override, let me delete this override method. What we can do, let me remove this comparable interface. Okay, that is a normal comparable interface. So we are like modifying the existing our existing class. Okay, so that is a difficulty, right? We should not modify our base class. But while coming into this one, comparator interface, based we can sort based on the comparator interface. In that at that time, we no need to we no need to modify the base class, that is the employee class. So what we can do here is like what we have to provide. We have to write another class like on what basis we want to sort. And now here we want to do the sorting based on the ID. So what we can write. So we can write ID comparator, ID comparator, okay, ID comparator. So whenever we are going to, we have not modify the base class. What we have written, one another comparator that is different, which implements comparator, comparator, comparator interface, okay, comparator interface of type, what type? Employee, okay, this is the employee. And here I will show you this compares of one method like compare method. So here it will take two argument. You can see compare method, this is taking two argument, object 1 and object 2. This will happen, this will compare based on the two objects. Okay, and you can see all other methods, reverse, then comparing, all these methods. This is the static methods, all these are static methods. So from Java 8 onwards we have so an interface can contain the static methods. So what we have to do, we have to compare whatever we are doing as part of comparable compare to method. Here the same thing we are going to provide, but and this method will take two arguments, employee one, employee object one, and this is object two. Okay, so what we are going to provide here is o1 dot. Now we are going to do based on the ID. So o1 dot get employee ID minus o2 dot get employee ID. So it will sort based on the ID. Okay, that's all. This is the implementation we are going to provide. Okay, directly. So here one change we need to do. This is not the, okay. Let me delete this integer list. All these things. Fine. Let me enable this part. Okay. So here what I'm going giving. I'm giving this one employee list, but employee list we have not in this employee class not implemented any comparable. If it is implements comparable, then no need to worry. But here while doing the sorting, what we have to pass, one another argument on what basis we want to implement. So we have implemented ID comparator. Okay, so what we have to provide, new ID comparator, what we have implemented. Okay, so this will ID comparator means based on the ID. So if I run this, it will sort based on the ID. You can see, ID 101, 104, 107, this one, but here 101, 104, 105, 105, then 107. Okay, you can see. Okay, so similarly for the reverse thing, what we can do, dot reversed, dot reverse. If you do, it will reverse. Now you can see 107, then 5, then 4, then 101. So name also, name for the name, what you can do, similarly ID comparator is there, I have implemented. So what you can do, you can write the name comparator. The same, similarly name comparator implements comparator, same thing, and o1 dot get employee name dot compare to o2 dot get employee name. The same thing you can do. Like uh, it will sort the object based on the name or ID, whatever case you want, that you can implement. So two things we have noticed here is comparable interface, that we are bound to modify the existing class, that is the first. And comparable interface comes from the package java.lang package. Here I am listing out the difference. What is the difference in comparable and comparator? If someone will ask, then what answer you can give? You can say that comparable interface, that is the part of java.lang package, and here the comparator is from comparator. If I say comparator, this is java.util package. Okay, you see java.util package, and here in the comparable we have only one method that we have to implement, that is compare to. But in case of comparator, only we have compare method that takes two object, employee one object, and say this is the second object. Okay, this is the compare method. But in case of comparable, there is compare to method we have to override. Okay, we have to provide our implementation on what basis we want to this one we want to modify. And another third important difference is, like every time in the case of comparable, what we can do, we can do sorting based on the only one condition. Like whenever one condition means based on the one property. If we want id property or salary property or name property, on what basis we want to sort, only at a time one things we can do. There is a chance that, like, whenever we want, we have to modify that class again. But here what we have to do, whenever there is a requirement, we have id comparator, name comparator, similarly salary comparator. What we have to do here, only according to our need, what we can do, we can change here. We can do the implementation according to name or id or this one. So we have completed this comparator. Okay, now what we are going to do here is, we have what we have written. We have written that id comparator to write to sort the object based on the id comparator. So now based on the name also, we can write one another class, name comparator. Based on name comparator, we will pass here name comparator. It will sort the based on the name. Okay, so this is the traditional way to do that. Okay, so what we can do, instead of writing id comparator, name comparator like this, after Java 8 provides one good feature, so we can implement that. What we can do, we can provide new comparator dot. Okay, so Java 8 provides one new one feature. Directly we can write comparator from Java 8. What we can do, we can write the code in a precise way. Okay, comparator dot comparing, you can see, if you hover on that, you can see, like, from the Java 8. I'll show you, like, the comparator. So what we are going to do here is, like, based on the id we are going to sort. Okay, so that is based on the employee colon get. On what basis we are going to sort? Based on the id. So just instead of write id comparator, no need to write id comparator. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to pass comparator dot comparing, and based on the what, based on to sort based on the id. So you have to write employee get, just call that method property. Based on the id we want to sort. Okay, so let me delete, otherwise I'm showing that based on this. Okay, no need to delete actually, because we are not providing id comparator here, but what we are doing, we are providing the Java 8 feature. Okay, if I run this, so it will print based on the id. Okay, let me show you. It is printing 101, then 104, then 105, and this one. If you want to reverse this one, so simply what you can do, reverse, you can call that reverse method. Okay, it will print descending order, like first one is, like, first one is 107, then 105, then 104, then 101. Okay, reverse order. Okay, this is up to this. Okay, so what I want here is based on the name. So simply just change get employee name. So it is easy, right? Instead of writing id comparator, all these things, like, we can write Java 8 feature, right? It is easy, right? So based on the name, reverse. So it will print in reverse order based on the name. Name is first, it will come Smith, and then John. You can see, right? It's in the reverse name order. Okay, so this is the precise code. And another things we can do here is, like, first we have, for example, we have sort the employee based on the name. If there are two employee which is having same name, then in that case, which one to print first? So what we can do, we can print the employee first based on the name, then based on the ID. So what you can do, we can do this comparator chaining, this one chaining we can do, okay. Starting chaining. So then comparing is the method, then comparing. So then next condition is what, next is based on the ID. So employee dot get employee ID, okay. Okay, okay. So let me take another name. Let me copy this one and paste here. Employee ID is 111, name is same, and salary is some 10,000 or 12,000, okay. So to differentiate, name is same, so now it will sort based on the 103 because 3 will come first, then 5, okay. First Alex, this Alex, then next this Alex, okay. So let me run this, it will work fine. Okay, you can see first one is 103 Alex, then 105 Alex, okay. So if I don't compare, if I don't do the this one, then comparing get employee ID, if I cut this one, if I run this one, then you can see based on the name Alex, it came 105, then 103. But if I change this, then comparing, then if I see first 105, then 103, it has not considered this one. Whatever the order it came, that order it is shown, okay. Now if I change, then comparing get employee based on the get employee ID, first it will sort based on the name, then employee ID. First it will based name on the Alex, then this is Alex, then sorting is 103, then 105 based on the ID, okay. I think you got the all the information based on the this one normal scenario and Java 8 features also. I hope this clears this comparable and comparator. Okay, that's all. Thank you.